implosão do Titã, o submarino, com 5 elementos. A bordo, um pai com seu filho, condutor e 3 outras pessoas. Eles foram fazer experiências para o Titanic. Welcome no canal, aqui é o
Visitar os destroços do Titanic morreram durante a viagem, realizada a 700 quilômetros do litoral do Canadá. A informação foi anunciada na tarde de quinta-feira pela OceanGate, a empresa que organizou a expedição do Titã, e foi confirmada pela Guarda Costeira dos Estados Unidos, que cita a ocorrência de uma implosão catastrófica. Eu sou Vitor. Encontramos uma segunda área de destroços próxima da região, onde havia outro pedaço do casco da cabine de pressão. Isso nos leva a pensar que ela foi realmente destruída, fecha aspas. A Guarda Costeira disse que os restos do submarino não foram encontrados perto do Titanic, a ponto de existir uma suspeita de que eram do transatlântico que afundou no ano de 1912 e causou a morte de 1.512 pessoas. Outra informação foi de que, pelo tamanho e pelo formato dos destroços, ocorreu o que foi classificado de implosão catastrófica. A companhia OceanGate divulgou um comunicado sobre a notícia da morte dos 5 homens a bordo do Titã. Os ocupantes eram o CEO da OceanGate, Stockton Rush, o bilionário britânico Hamish Harding, Shehzada Dawood e Suleiman Dawood, pai e filho de uma das famílias mais ricas do Paquistão, e Paul Henry Narjolet, o líder da expedição. A empresa disse que eles, abre aspas, eram verdadeiros exploradores que compartilhavam um distinto espírito de aventura e uma profunda paixão por explorar e proteger os oceanos do mundo. A OceanGate, a empresa norte-americana que promove expedições submarinas até o Titanic, também declarou no mesmo comunicado que é um momento muito triste para toda a comunidade de exploradores e para cada um dos familiares daqueles que se perderam no mar. A missão estava prevista para durar 8 dias e custou por pessoa $250 mil ou quase R$1.200.000. O Titã era feito de fibra de carbono e titânio. O submersível de cerca de 10 toneladas foi criado em colaboração com especialistas da NASA, a Agência Espacial Norte-Americana, a gigante da aviação Boeing e a Universidade de Washington. A viagem era cercada de perigos. As águas onde estão os restos do Titanic, a 4 quilômetros da superfície, são consideradas traiçoeiras para os navegadores. Observar os destroços do navio, objetivo maior da missão, significa descer até uma região que está na mais completa escuridão, que é chamada de Zona da Meia-Noite. A pressão no local é 390 vezes maior do que na superfície, o que exigiu que o submarino tivesse paredes extremamente espessas. Em uma entrevista no ano passado, Stockton Rush, CEO da OceanGate, já havia dito que estava disposto a correr esses riscos. Ele disse ao canal norte-americano CBS que, abre aspas, segurança é puro desperdício. Se você só quer estar seguro, não saia da cama, não entre no seu carro, não faça nada. Voltando para a operação de localização do submarino Titã, os representantes da equipe de resgate disseram que ainda é muito cedo para dizer se a implosão ocorreu logo após a descida e que vão continuar investigando a área de destroços para identificar possíveis causas para o que ocorreu.
That the sub was, that comms were lost. A loud bang on the hydrophones. Loss of transducer or transponder. Loss of comms. I knew what happened. Sub imploded. I sent emails to everybody I know. I said, we've lost some friends. The sub has imploded. It's on.
That's off the bow of Titanic. It's in an area where there is not any debris of Titanic. It is a smooth bottom. To my knowledge and anything I've seen, there's no Titanic wreckage in that area. And again, 200 plus meters from the bow, and consistent with the location of last communication for an implosion in the water column. And the size of the debris field is consistent with that implosion in the water column.
Sometimes people get go fever, and look, we celebrate innovation, right? But you shouldn't be using an experimental vehicle for paying passengers that aren't themselves deep ocean engineers.
And around 13,000 feet underwater beside the Titanic. On board was a British billionaire, one of Pakistan's richest men and his son, a famed French explorer, and the CEO of the company running the dive. They began their voyage early Sunday with 96 hours of oxygen inside the sub and have not been heard from since. Agree that 5 possible accidents are the most likely cause. Perhaps the most obvious explanation is that the submersible became tangled in the wreckage of the Titanic itself. The ship split into 2 pieces as it sank back in 1912, and those sections now lie amidst a huge debris field on the seabed. Navigating the wreck is extremely dangerous, according to those who have dived it. It is possible that the sub's pilot got disoriented, perhaps after communications were interrupted, causing the craft to get snagged. Titan is equipped with drop weights, which can be thrown overboard to give it extra buoyancy, potentially freeing it and helping it float to the surface. But if it is stuck, for example, inside the Titanic, there could be little the crew would be able to do except wait for help. Relies on batteries to power the communications, and a failure could explain why it lost contact with the surface. But they also power the engines, the lights, and the heating, complete darkness, and in freezing temperatures. The scaffolding poles were being used as ballast, and a video game controller was being used for steering. After that, also previously quit over safety concerns about the structural integrity of the sub, and an industry body wrote a letter in 2018 criticising the company's experimental approach. Become tangled on a piece of debris like a fishing net. Thousands of so-called ghost nets are swept around the deep ocean, called AS-28, became tangled on just such a net while it was underwater off the Kamchatka Peninsula in far eastern Siberia. The net got caught in its propellers and caused it to sink to the seabed, with a British underwater drone brought in to cut the netting and free it. All 7 crew members made it safely to the surface 2 days later. He stopped communicating with no explanation. A catastrophic implosion of the vessel has become a leading theory, 350 times greater than at the surface. Said the vessel, which features many homemade components such as hardware store washers, had been repaired since and was equipped with a sophisticated system to monitor for any problems in the hull. But if an issue had suddenly occurred deep underwater, it is doubtful the crew could have done anything in time to save themselves. To break out on board the Titan, then the results could somehow got the flames under control. The fire could knock out the electronics and eat up the oxygen inside the tiny 21-foot craft.
We are learning that a secret U.S. Navy acoustic system detected an anomaly shortly after the Titan lost contact. That sound is believed to have been the fatal implosion.
Catastrophic implosion. Following days of an international search for the missing Titan submersible, we now know it's likely the 5 men on board died instantly.
The debris.
5 major pieces of debris were found 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic. It's unclear if the sub imploded the moment it lost communication. Deep-sea experts say a loss of pressure means a combination of crushing force and speed that would destroy the vessel in 2 nanoseconds.
If there were ever a catastrophic implosion, you would never even know about it.
OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush, businessman Hamish Harding, Father and son Shahzada and Suleiman Dawood, and Mr. Titanic explorer Paul-Henri Nagelet. Many have since questioned the conditions and the curiosity that would inspire going on such a dangerous dive. Former passengers even shared concerns about the Titan. Family of the victims all say they had a passion for exploration, adventure, and the Titanic.
Titanic has a way of...
During this difficult time,